like a simple conversation.
Do you know what, darling? I think I've discovered this evening a tremendous potential in Dusty for business. I may even leave Walsh Enterprises to him when I'm through with it.
Excuse me. I want to make something perfectly clear here. Dusty working with you is his idea. And I'm going to back him up every way that I can, but I do not want his ethics to change.
His ethics, darling, if you put your hand into the dye.
I'm not going to let it happen to Dusty. I'm going to do everything that I can to stop it. And I can.
Excuse me. When did you get back? It took you such a long time. What took so long?
I just went to Lila's to give her Tiara's present.
Okay. Matthew's bringing in
I'm very glad, because I'm starving. Why don't we forget that? Why don't we just go in and have dinner?
Thank you, but no. Really, we're going to leave. Is that okay with you if we leave?
What? Sure, I guess. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go, we'll go.
Okay. Have a wonderful dinner. Darling. Bye, John.
Here you go.
Take the Walsh.
Go on.
Sure, dear.
Thank you for your time. Goodbye, John.
Bye, dear.
Well, I don't imagine I have too much to worry about with Dustin as long as Lily's around.
Well, I think perhaps we should order.
Why don't we wait a minute, Mama? I'm going to see if I can get Seth to try
I hope you have more luck than I did. Try, sweetheart.
Hey there. Don't you think it's about time you come over and join us? Grab something to eat?
Not exactly feeling sociable right now.
Yeah, well, I know what you mean, but Mama is very worried about you.
Well, that's what mothers do. Goes with the territory.
Come on, Seth, knock off the attitude. Look, I don't want to see you go down the tubes just because of what happened with Sabrina.
And don't watch me. It's my business, Holden.
Will you look at me? Why don't you pull yourself out of this? Why don't you start writing again?
Yeah, that part of my life's over now.
Why do you think you're such a failure without your book even being published?
Yeah, well, what do you know about being a failure anyway, huh? You got everything you want. Business, a wife, a fancy condo.
Yeah, and you can have everything, too, if you just stand up and fight for it.
Yeah, well, my future's already been decided for me, and it's on that damn farm. The sooner I get used to that, the better. You should tell Mama. I'll see her later.
What a wonderful way to celebrate our anniversary. First, a small gathering of friends and relatives, and then an intimate dinner for two, served in the peaceful, quiet Hughes den.
Laura, I just can't thank you enough.
Oh, no, it's my pleasure. I love being a part of it. Anniversaries are so special. I do have a fond memory of some of the ones I shared with Victor before things went so poorly.
Well, we'll certainly cherish the copy of Sonnets from the Portuguese that you gave us.
Oh, I'm so glad. Elizabeth Barrett Browning has always been one of my favorites. Her poems just seem to epitomize how I view your marriage. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach.
I hope that you'll always be as happy and as beautiful as you are today.
Why on earth wouldn't I be? I have almost everything I ever wanted in my life.
Almost?
Mm-hmm. What would really make my life perfect would be 2 children, a little girl and a boy.
Great.
Now, if we just pose for just one more shot. Yes. Beautiful.
How could things change so fast? How can I be sure they won't change again?
Bo, who betrayed your trust and hurt you so badly?
Yeah, I will. Okay, bye-bye.
And all.
Casey says hi. He and Lila just invited me down to the cellar, so will you guys be here until Laura gets back?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Bye, have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Are those peppers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what's on here. Andy. If I'm really your friend, I gotta say what I'm thinking. Tell you the truth.
So what do you think the truth is?
That you're like me. One of the people in this world that can never have a drink again. Or you're gonna wind up in worse trouble than you did this time.
a song, a song. Thanks. It's been a great audience. I'm glad you stayed.
You were wonderful.
I'm glad to see you guys back in town, too.
Yeah, well, you were wonderful.
Thanks.
It's great to hear you again. You
Thank you.
Great.
No, thanks. Really, really good.
Hi, gang. Excuse me a second. You're really terrific.
Thanks.
And my daughter Leanne's become a great big fan. I was wondering if it wouldn't be in a position for you to stop by before we left.
No. How about right now?
Are you kidding?
No.
She'd be thrilled, yeah.
Okay, come here.
You really sound terrific.
Hi.
Leanne.
Hey, Gene Pitney, you were great. You were throwing down up there, let me tell you.
Oh, you really sounded wonderful. I've never heard you sound better.
Thanks. You know, I wouldn't be up there if it wasn't for you.
Oh, come on.
No.
I really enjoyed your performance, Mr. Farrell.
Wait a minute, Mr. Farrell, Bo. Thank you. Take that as a high compliment.
Bo, have you ever considered putting some of the stuff that you've written on tape?
The tape? I mean, sure, I've thought about it, but I haven't. Well, just the song I did for Pam. Why?
Well, maybe you should. Do it as soon as possible. Like for tomorrow.
Well, what's up? What's the rush? I'm not going anywhere.
No, but your tape will, with me. You see Otis Sutton in New York with his recording company.
Otis finally convinced her to fly to New York to record from now on. So after we see my folks in Boston, she's going to fly to New York to record it.
When is that going to be?
Well, next week, Casey is finishing up his residency. You know, we're going to take a few days off before he comes back to the hospital as a fully accredited doctor. Steph, why don't you come over here? We're going to have a toast, Casey.
I would like to propose, if I may, please, to my dear friend, Casey.
Hey-ho. All right, all the way around. There you go. Thank you, everybody. I couldn't be happier. I have a job I love, I got a new lawnmower, and I'm married to the most wonderful woman in the world. Come here.
More coffee, Bob, Kim?
Oh, no, thank you, Laura. No more of any.
Okay. No, I'm full, thank you. All right, well, the rest of the evening is all yours. I'm going to just finish up in the kitchen and then go get Chris and put him in his nursery.
Laura, you don't have to do that. I'll get Chris.
Well, I'm going to help with the dishes. I really feel guilty. You
don't.
Oh,
Never feel guilt about being happy. Never lasts long enough.
you're right. I'll remember that.
Now, you enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.
Good night, dear. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you, Laura. Well, my darling, how do I ever thank you for the 3 best years of my life?
Well, you can start by promising me 50 more.
I think that's the easiest promise that I have ever made.
Oh, I enjoyed this very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Holden.
You bet, Mama.
And thank you, Emily, for insisting I come.
Well, I'm glad that you did. You're not going to leave yet, though, are you?
Yes, I'm afraid I am. You know, I have to go to bed early.
It just gives you more time to worry about Seth, Mama.
Oh, now, come on. You know, you're just as worried about him as I am.
Of course I am. I mean, it bothers me to see him drinking so much. It's not like him.
Well, even the strongest man would have trouble going through what he's going through right now.
I know the feeling.
Well, Emma, why don't I give you a ride home?
Are you sure it's okay?
Absolutely. We can talk. I'll give you some fresh eggs for your breakfast in the morning. That'd be great. I'm going to stop the ladies room for a moment. Holden seems terribly tense. Any trouble between you two?
No, he just... I don't know, this stuff with Seth is bothering him, plus this Cold War between him and Tonio. He's just preoccupied.
If you say so.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the ladies' room.
Goodbye, Holden. Goodbye. Goodbye, Holden.
See you later.
And then you and I will go straight home and straight to bed.
We're different people now, Holden. You're successful, you have what you always wanted, and you're married to Emily. And I'm living with Dusty. We have commitments for life. Dusty, promise me something, will you? No matter how involved you get with Walsh Enterprises, please don't ever let it change your values. Please, that's one of the things I respect about you most and love about you. Please don't let that happen. You promise?
Yes, Lily, relax. How can I resist that? I promise.
Well, I really wish you were leaving because we haven't had any time to spend together.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like Andy's on the right track, and Kathy's here. She's a big help.
He's
you
getting
know? Well, we get to see you while we're visiting in Boston. Oh, of course you will. Listen, would you guys excuse me for a minute? I want to talk to Seth. He leaves.
Leanne and I'll say goodbye on the way out.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I'll be right back anyway, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hello, Franny. How are you?
Fine. You working tonight?
No, I just thought I'd come down, hang out for a while.
And drink?
Yeah, and drink. Look, Franny, you got something to say. Why don't you just say it, huh?
I just wanted to say that I hope that you and Sabrina managed to work things out.
Excuse me. You know, I know it's none of my business, but I think I'd like to say something to you.
Sure, why not, Tom? Everybody else has, huh?
Look, I think I know what you're going through firsthand. All I really want to say is if I knew where Margot was, I would be there right now trying to straighten things out, and I certainly wouldn't give up without trying.
Father, is it time to go?
Actually, it is. Night, Seth. You.
Bye.
You know I love you.
I love you too. Keep in touch.
Sure.
Okay.
Bye. Take good care of yourself.
Oh, I promise. Good night.
Bye-bye. You know what Tom said really made sense.
Yeah, maybe it does. You know what I can't figure out, though, is why you still seem to care about what happens to me after everything I've put you through.
Well, I loved you once enough to marry you. That kind of love never really disappears. So, from my heart, Seth, I wish you the best.
Andrew, don't forget, we're here. We're here to talk to you as well, if you need to. Yeah. Why don't you take her out to dinner before she has to go back to Boston? Okay. I love you too, pal. Be good. Bye-bye.
How is he?
He sounds fine. Sounds fine.
Darling,
Yes.
I want to confess something to you.
Oh, my God.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the lecture you gave me about Dusty and corruption.
Well, then why don't we just drop it?
Fine. All right.
Drop it, but don't forget it, because it needed to be said.
Ha, ha, ha. What is it you want, darling? What is it you want? You want me to fund whatever that monoclonal study is that Dr. Stewart wants to make?
Now, dear, that sounds a little bit like a bribe. No, I don't want that.
Then why are you being so difficult?
I happen to know that you turned down this offer to fund Susan's project when it was first offered.
Money's tight.
Oh, but would it have been so tight if it had been somebody else's project, besides Susan, I mean? I don't think so.
Oh, somebody else, somebody cute.
Oh, well, what are you fighting about now?
Nothing important, dear. How was the evening?
It was great.
Ah, good.
I didn't think you'd be back till morning.
Well, actually, I wasn't going to be, but Bo had to work on some of his music. You see, Lila is going to take his tape to her manager in New York. Isn't that great?
Wonderful news.
So you think if Bo becomes a big, successful rock star and makes lots of money, maybe you'd like him then?
If he gets a haircut, maybe. He's got a chance. There's something strange about him. There's something weird about him. Call it my instincts or whatever. I guess I just don't want to see you hurt.
Your parents are still celebrating, Chris. I'm going to sneak you up into the nursery and put you in your own bed where you'll be all safe and sound, okay? Yeah.
Confessions by Priscilla of Boston. Join us tomorrow for the Emmy Award winner, As the World Turns.